Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Henshin Ikeda, and today I'll be doing a walkthrough review of Majestic Prince Episode 6. Now, if you remember from last episode, we find out Team Rabbits is training with Team Doberman one-on-one, and it's a mess, because you know what? Team Rabbits still ends up embarrassing themselves and lose to Team Doberman. I know, it was a sick build-up, in my opinion, a small one. Now, anyways, moving on past that, we're taken to the operation. The next operation is called McLean. I know, right? Weird name. But anyways, the next operation is called McLean, and we have both Team Rabbits and Team Doberman side by side completing the operation together. However, Team Doberman in general has been detected, so they're acting as the decoy in this operation. They're really not doing anything, while Team Rabbits, they complete the operation generally by themselves. And that's where the episode ends, and I'll have my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Simon, and Simon's being congratulated by the higher-ups on the last operation that was completed by Team Rabbits and Team Doberman. And again, he's being congratulated for doing absolutely nothing, which I find kind of ironic. I mean, it's always someone behind the desk that gets the credit and not the kids. But that's just me. Now, moving on past that, we do find out Simon, he says it will probably prompt the Woolgru to attack soon because they completed the last operation in the middle of, like, everything. And because they completed the last operation by planting the bomb and destroying everything, this is their first victory, major victory in a long time, that has actually gotten the Woolgru's attention. So it might be a good opportunity to maybe prepare. So this is probably the best advice that Simon has given the higher-ups. It's like, it's nice we've had a victory, but maybe we should prepare ourselves for getting our ass handed to ourselves. That was kind of the build-up, in my opinion. Now, moving on past that, we are thrown with a little bit of information from Team Doberman. Apparently, Team Doberman has been called back to the front line, so they're leaving Team Rabbits. I mean, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I mean, their job is done. Now let's give the limelight back to, Team Rabbits. So Team Doberman is going back to the front lines, and they say their goodbyes. But they're really not sure on what the reason is on why they're being called back to the front lines. And I'm kind of curious, why? They were doing so good on practically doing nothing and motivating these kids to do so much that they're being called back to the front lines. Really? Last time I checked, the front lines are doing fine by themselves. But that's just me. Now Randy, I should say Lieutenant Randy, gives Isru the battle data before parting ways. The actual battle data, not the porn. The actual battle data, which I thought was kind of funny. Now we are taking to a little cutscene. We are back at the academy. I know, right? And you have the Fail 5, which, Team Rabbits, they return back to the academy for their graduation. So they're graduating from the academy forcibly. And when I say forcibly, I mean they're being sped, not just sped, but they're speeding through graduation by the government. The government, or I should say the military, wants Team Rabbits to graduate from the academy so they can become full-fledged GDF Army officers. Really? I mean, congratulations. I mean, you skipped a lot of shit, but you know what? At least you're going to be getting paid now, right? Hopefully. I mean, now, Team Rabbits is part of the GDF Army for whatever that's worth, and they're no longer at the academy. But it's kind of sad, though. I mean, as things remain, they're taking this up pretty emotionally. I mean, they're leaving the place where this is the only place they have memories from right now, since their memories were wiped, is the academy. That's all they know. I mean, they're remaining at the academy right now just for the graduation, and then they're gone. So we do see some of the members of Team Rabbit go back to their dorms, which I thought was kind of emotional and dramatic, because we see some of the members, mostly the guys, we're taking to a little cutscene with the guys of Team Rabbits, and they go back to their dorm rooms, and they're just emptying it out so they can leave for the graduation ceremony. And I definitely thought that was worth mentioning. And they're packing, and it gets very emotional. I'm like, oh God. You got a tissue? Because these issues are just terrible, at least in my opinion. Now, moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Rin and Simon. Now, Rin doesn't believe Team Rabbits is ready for graduation, ready for anything. And this is Rin, the instructor, the one that's slightly hot but can't hold her liquor. She tells Simon, yeah, these kids aren't ready. No, I'm putting my foot down now. They're not ready. They're not ready for the army. I'm sorry. Keep them back in the academy. Well, guess what, Simon? He admits that she's somewhat correct. I mean, they do appear to be a little unorganized, but maybe this is a good thing, because they're starting to progress at their own levels, and he could care less on what Rin actually is trying to tell him. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, he's the guy that says, you know what, fuck it. I picked this team, and if they're going to fuck up, at least they have my name on, my name's on everything, so if they're going to fuck up, I may as well go down with the ship. And that's generally what he's telling Ren, which is the instructor, and I thought that was kind of funny. It's like, I hear what you're saying, Ren. Your mouth is going, but my decision is final. And if they're going to fuck up, I may as well have front row seats, and you're coming with me. And guess what? Ren, who is the instructor from the academy, is being transferred over to the GDF army. So she's going with Team Rabbits, ironically, right? And she's actually going to be becoming another commander underneath Simon, ironically, right? So there's no surprise there. And guess what? Simon kind of points out, or I'm not sure if it was Simon or if it was Ren, but it is being pointed out that the mechas that belong to Team Rabbits are now on their way to the academy. So they're all fixed and they're ready already from their last operation. From the last operation, it looked like they were kind of beat up. The mechas, they're back. Now we are taking to a little cutscene with Team Rabbits, and their mechas have arrived, like I said, at the academy for graduation. And apparently, Team Rabbits will be attempting, I know I have to say this, attempting to do something during graduation. So they're going to have a little ceremony, and they're going to have a demonstration of what they've learned. And I was like, okay, this doesn't sound good in my... No. These kids are the Fail 5, and you want them to demonstrate how good they are in front of the kids that have been poking fun out of them? Okay, I'll buy. Let's see this. I gotta see this. So we're taking to a little cutscene at the end of the episode, and it's during the graduation ceremony. And guess what? Asagi trips. I mean, yes, the graduation ceremony where they were doing their demonstration was a success, kind of, but we're taken to the other graduation ceremony with the GDF army. The kids show up, they're in their uniforms, they're ready to do the whole pinning of the badges and whatnot, and Asagi ends up tripping. Out of everyone that was nervous, Asagi ends up tripping. The guy that has, food issues with his stomach, he trips. He's like, oh, I can't believe I did that. He's the last guy. I mean, I thought Tamaki was going to fuck it up. He's getting ready to get his badge, his little pin on. He's getting ready to transfer over to the GDF army. This is his dreams. And he trips. Okay, that was a really good humor placed in that little moment. But we do see a sad farewell, because you see the kids getting on the bus. Everyone that's part of Team Rabbits, they're getting on the bus, and they're leaving. And guess what? The students of the academy who were poking fun out of these Team Rabbit members are now saluting them while Team Rabbits is on the bus and leaving the academy. They're honoring Team Rabbits. They're saluting them, and they're giving them honors. And it's kind of emotional. I mean, Team Rabbits doesn't feel like they deserve this, because all they really know about the academy is what they've learned. Their memories were wiped, so that's all they have. I mean, these were kids that were poking fun out of them, made them feel like crap, gave them the nickname Fail 5, and somehow, these kids, all the members of the academy get out, they're in their uniforms, and they salute Team Rabbits, and they're respecting them. We're going to miss you, Fail 5, but you represent the army now. Don't let us down. And I loved where that went. But the episode isn't over. If you go a little past that, we see what appears to be the Woolgru Council. Yeah, the villains in this anime series are called the Woolgru, or the Woolgru, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And it looks like they're having a council meeting at the end. At least that's what it appears to be. I could be wrong, but it looks like the Woolgru Council. And now they're going to begin to start to address the bigger issue at hand with the GDF, or in this case, Team Rabbits. And that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, well, first of all, the Woolgru. Was that their council? Was that their Congress meeting or whatnot? We really don't know. And we have no idea what they're going to do now that they are aware of Team Rabbits, and what Team Rabbits is somewhat capable of doing. As for Team Doberman, where the hell are they? Front lines, my ass. If they were in the front lines, we would know about it a little more detail. Like, why were they called into the front lines? The Woolgru haven't done anything, meaningful yet, in my opinion. Why not stay with Team Rabbits? I mean, it's the Fail 5. They're still growing. I wouldn't leave them out on their own just yet. But I'm kind of glad Team Doberman kind of pulled out and went back to the front lines, because the characters are not dead. All three of them are still alive, so we're going to probably see more of them somewhere down along the line, since there are about 26 episodes here. I believe there's 26, I could be wrong. But I can't wait to see more of Team Doberman. And I'll throw in one more final thought. What is Simon's next move now that the kids have now forcibly been graduated from the academy and now are full-fledged GDF Army officers. What's the next step? Are they going to go to the front lines, do a couple side missions, reassess their mechas, get new sponsors? We really don't know. But that ends it for my final thoughts. As for my rating, my final rating is 3.5 out of 5. The drama, the emotion was definitely here in this episode. As for the fighting, no. Now, the build-up was in last episode. This episode was more or less an introduction on the kids graduating and becoming full-fledged officers in the Army. And, leaving everything behind. So that was the general build-up. Now, was there any new information? Not really, other than at the end of the episode where we get to see more of the villains in this series, the Woolgrew, and what could possibly be the council that they represent. I mean, we saw a couple council members, but we have no idea what their real plans are, so that's another build-up. But again, final rating, 3.5 out of 5. And that is it for my walkthrough and review of Majestic Prince Episode 6, but definitely comment down below, let me know, thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe, check me out on Twitter, and follow me if you like. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming up, because I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Hey, I love my mecha series. You know me. Henshin loves mechas. But again, guys, I gotta hit the bricks and I gotta go. And before I go, I gotta say it, and I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.